Hi guys, I'm Lyndsey with the kbro, and today I wanted to share with you some Bigfoot 911 calls. Now, these reports were initially given to us by a Bullitt County Sheriff deputy, and they were up on our website for quite some time until, unfortunately, Charlie was asked to take them down by the Sheriff's Department, and that was simply because the citizens of Bullitt County were becoming a little bit alarmed about what they were reading. And as I get through some of these, you will understand why they are quite alarming. There's definitely some hair-raising activity going on out in Bullitt County. Now, I am reading to you from an area of our website that the public no longer has access to. So you can't go back and search for these, but the good news is you can listen to me read them out verbatim for you. So I may have to change the odd word just to make them make sense, but stick with me. I think you're going to enjoy them. They are fascinating. So the first report was made to the Sheriff's Office on the 12th of February 1978 at 12:34 a.m. and it reads, "The Bullitt County Sheriff Office was dispatched to a location which is redacted just 5 minutes from the city of Shepherdsville. In the call to the Sheriff's Office, the caller stated, 'Two giant men are killing my dogs because they bark all night.' 2 units were sent to the scene, and on arrival, the witnesses stated there were 2 giant men around 7 to 8 feet tall and wearing monkey costumes." One of the deputies on the scene wrote in his report the following: "Witnesses were very scared when I arrived. A family of 5. I searched the area and found some human-like tracks, but these were very large and not normal in size. The family's dogs, which were 2 bloodhounds, were torn apart with their legs removed. We are dealing with some sick people." That one is quite disturbing, and we do often hear that Bigfoots don't get along with the domestic dogs out here. You hear of dogs going missing, but rarely do you hear of them being torn apart quite so savagely. So that one is quite distressing, and you can understand why people would be upset by it. So moving on to the next report, the 14th of April 1995 at 3:15 a.m., so the witching hour. The Bullitt County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to Cedar Grove Road. A caller had reported a large black man had watched her get out of her car and go into her house. She said the man was still standing at the same spot watching her house. That night, only one deputy was dispatched. When he arrived on the scene, he saw what she had stated as the black man, but he reports differently. When the deputy walked towards the man began running towards him. His report tells he dropped his flashlight as he was going for his sidearm, and he fired off 3 shots in the last direction that he saw the man. After the shots were fired, the deputy never saw the man or any sign of him being shot. So yeah, a strange behavior. Unfortunately, there's no other description of this man or being. You would think if it was a human, there would be a follow-up to that, but that is where it ends. So moving on to the next report. Now, this one is the 23rd of July, 1999, and there's actually 2 calls here. The first one is 4:52 a.m. and the second one is 5:10 a.m. And this one reads as follows. The Bullitt County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to Quartermouse Road and 2 streets over later that night. The first call came in a little after 4:30 that night, and the second at 5:10 a.m. The caller was reported seeing a hairy creature 8 to 9 feet tall. Both witnesses from the calls stated the same details of the creature. The officer's report had very little detail other than he never found any sign of anything. So they showed up and they did a search of the area, obviously, but had nothing to report further. But interesting, 2 calls within a half an hour of each other, both seeing an 8 to 9 foot tall, hairy creature out on the street. And that's quite terrifying. So the next report, the date on this one is withheld, and but it did come in at 3:30 p.m. This one is kind of odd, but here's what it says. A huge bird was seen off Highway 61 in Bullitt County. The report states that the bird was 5 feet tall. The attending officers added in a report that many cars passed the area in that same time frame, but there were no other calls received. They also mentioned that the caller seemed to be under the influence. So I don't know about that one. A huge bird, Bigfoot, somebody just a little bit high, who knows? So moving on to the next one. Now this one came in on the 1st of April 2004 at 1:25 a.m. and then there's a follow-up call on the 4th of April 2004 at 12 noon. And then another call again later that very same night at 11:45 p.m. So this one reads, the Bullitt County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to a public park in the Bullitt County area. The caller reported herself and some of her friends were chased by some kind of animal. The caller had remained on the scene and was in her car and stated they were still being watched. Deputies were dispatched code 3, and when they arrived, the 3 females and 3 males were very upset. The witnesses said in their reports that they had never seen anything, but that the creature was very loud and they knew that it was big by the way it was walking and breaking branches and trees. 3 days later, around 12 noon, another call came into the sheriff's office. A woman had said that she was being chased by a tall man dressed up as Bigfoot from the same location as above. So I don't know, was it somebody playing a prank, or are we really dealing with a Bigfoot, given that this is the second call? Okay, so later that night, another call came into the sheriff's office. A man said that he was fishing at a nearby pond at the same location and someone or something there took his dog. Again, another dog incident. The report said that the dog was chained up to a branch. The witness went to his truck to get some bait, and when he returned, the leash was broken and the dog was missing. Rangers and deputies were dispatched the next day and searched the park, but nothing was found. The dog was not recovered, and the park was closed down subsequently for a week. So they did take this incident very seriously. So moving on to the next one, the 20th of August 2009 at 2:30 a.m. The Bullitt County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to Pitts Point Road. The caller reported he and a friend were camping and fishing at a local pond about half a mile from the road when they heard something coming through the woods making a lot of noise as it ran them back to their truck. When deputies arrived, the creature was still in the area as 2 deputies heard weird noises while they were searching. So a little bit of validation there from the officers. One deputy's report stated he believed both of the men and that he heard strange noises in the area. The 2 men reported seeing the creature when they were pulling out of the farmyard and stated it was approximately 4 to 5 feet tall, very big with hair covering its entire body. Some potential for it being a bear, but doesn't sound like regular bear activity. So make of that one as you will. But moving on to the next one. 27th of September 2009 at 9 a.m. The Bullitt County Sheriff's Office was dispatched to the Clemont area. The caller reported an animal trying to access her house. Deputies were dispatched code 3. When officers arrived, the older woman who was on her own in the house was very scared. The deputy's report states that the house was significantly damaged. The windows were knocked out and there was damage to the exterior. The woman stated that whatever was trying to get in was very loud and making animal sounds. Deputies patrolled the area for days, but nothing was ever seen or found. So again, potential for that being a bear. I don't know how many bears they have out in Bullitt County, but it's not regular bear activity. So that was the last one. So those are super interesting, and I wanted to share with you those with you because everybody loves a 911 call, and they are official. They did come from the sheriff's office, but unfortunately, like I said, they were taken down because people were getting upset by what's going on out there. So that concludes today's reading. I hope you enjoyed listening to those reports as much as I did sharing them with you. If you enjoy our content, please remember to give us a like, follow, or share. It really does help our platform out. And if you have had your own Bigfoot experience, please reach out to us. We would love to hear from you. You can get a hold of us at our email address, which is info@KentuckyBigfoot.com, or you can call or text us at 502-435-2771. So that's it for today. I'm Lyndsey Raymond for the KBRO. Until next time, bye-bye.